Okay, so I'm going to explain your final mini project. So this is if you missed class or if you just need some more help. So let's look into it. So this is about the Industrial Revolution. So the first thing you have to do for your class period, there's fourth period, the honors Google Classroom, and then fifth period, is you have to pick a topic. So all of these topics are related to the Industrial Revolution. So all of these topics trace the Industrial Revolution in the past to issues and advances in the world today. So you're going to pick one of these topics, and then this will be the focus of your project. So the Industrial Revolution is so big that you need to focus on one thing, and then in your mini project, which are slides, you're going to talk about positive things, past and present, and negative things, past and present. So just a quick review. So there's entrepreneurship, capitalism, and class division. Remember, capitalism is the economic system that allows people to own private property, make a profit, create businesses, things like that. Which sounds good, right? We can make businesses, people can get rich, but it leads to negative things. So we see class division. We have billionaires like Jeff Bezos who are getting richer, and then families of students at O'Connell whose families aren't paying rent because of the pandemic and they're screwed financially, but they exist in the same country, right? It's a problem, this idea of capitalism. Also, we see things like the medicine, like the insulin that we watch the Do Now About, like access to healthcare. People literally die if they don't have access to certain medicines because pharmaceutical companies want to make money, right? So businesses could be good things and bad things. There's exploitation of labor, worker rights, and working conditions and labor reform. So excuse me, this is about how workers were treated very badly during the Industrial Revolution. No such things as minimum wage or breaks. Workers would abuse their employees. Literally, we had child labor, women working in factories for the first time. Things were bad. So even though there was good things that came out of it, though, because people organized, they had workers' rights, unions, things like that. You can talk about child labor, but there's a whole specific category about that. All right, so exploitation of natural resources, climate change, and pollution. So while factories did a lot of good things for people, we have things that make our life easier. It's more convenient to get products and buy things. It also completely messed up our environment. And there are things that are still hurting our environment. Corporations, child labor, and sweatshops. So this is similar to the exploitation of labor one, but a little bit more specific. It's focusing on child labor during the Industrial Revolution, reforms on that, and then modern day sweatshops and child labor and things that are being done to stop that. Access to water, public sanitation, toilets and sewers, public health like diseases. This has to do with what we saw in the documentary Mankind, the Story of Us, about how the early cities were very dirty because they didn't have things like toilets or sewers, underground pipes. People would drink dirty water from wells. There's no running water in houses. It's spreading diseases like cholera. Things are bad. But now we have advances like John Snow traced the origin of cholera to contaminated water. Ellis Chesborough. You could look up other people who did things like adding chlorine to water to sanitize it. So those are good things. Things that used to kill people don't really exist anymore. However, in the world today, there are still people who do not have access to basic sanitation and things like toilets and running water. So the article that was assigned on Friday, How We Got to Now, Clean, that's a good one for this. And then lastly, this one's a little harder. Nobody picked it yet, but demand for manufactured goods, consumerism, and materials. All right, so once you pick your topic, you are going to use that and you are going to fill out these mini slides. So it's posted in the Google Classroom. It's called Industrial Revolution, Cause and Effect Mini Project. So yours looks like this. Let me get one. It's blank. Emmanuel, I'm just picking yours because I knew you weren't in class today. So your mini project template is broad. There's questions on it. You have to put out information about the Industrial Revolution and the factory system, and then it gets specific to about your topic. So I'll show you. So you just fill out the template. So Industrial Revolution, Cause and Effect Mini Project. You just add your name, period, add 2 pictures. So the first one is broad. So the Industrial Revolution, what is it? When and where did it happen? Mention any important names or innovations in a quick 2 to 3 bullet point sentence summary. Your 2 to 3 sentence analysis about how this impacted people's lives and led and led to like the world the way it is today now should be in your own words. So you could literally, for the top part where it says quick 2 to 3 bullet point sentence summary, copy and paste things that we have in class. So I say in the directions that you all can use Google, former do nows, classwork, and study.com. So study.com is a website that I subscribe to. Sorry, the password is 2355 Folsom, lowercase. So is a website that I subscribe to that I sometimes use in class. We watch the videos, and it's a reading, and it's a good resource because it has good information about the Industrial Revolution that's specifically for like students. So you can literally copy and paste stuff from it. So for example, if I'm looking at the Industrial Revolution, so remember the top parts could be copied and pasted. The bottom parts where it's your analysis is your own words. So for the Industrial Revolution, I'm just going to go ahead to study.com. I'm going to search it. Look at, they have all the stuff about the Industrial Revolution. So especially if you're doing child labor, this is a good resource. Class division. Oh, look at the Industrial Revolution in Europe and the US. I want to know what it is. Oh, look, it's highlighted right here. The good thing about study.com is you could watch the videos and play them. And then below, there is
Industrial Revolution.
A word for word transcript, okay? So I'm literally going to copy and paste. The Industrial Revolution describes the tremendous advances in production, manufacturing, and other fields of engineering occurring between the late 18th century and early 19th century. So I'm going to copy that. Oh, wait, this is a manual. I'm going to mine. So I'll copy and paste that directly into my slide template. I already did it. Oh, look, there it is. Boom, I copied and pasted it in. And then I need to know where it started. So it was in England and then it spread to the United States. So I just typed that in. Oops, I put it twice, but I pasted it in. It started in England, spread to America and the rest of the world. So you can definitely steal this definition that I have. I just copied and pasted it. So I need to know what it was, when it was, and where did it happen. And then the second part at the bottom, as you see, it needs to be an analysis in your own words about how this impacted people's lives. So this was my example. The Industrial Revolution impacted people's lives in many ways. And then you could fill in the blank. How was it good for people, right? It made their lives easier. They got things. And then it also had negative impacts. How? Then I need 1 to 2 pictures is what it tells me it needs. So I'm just going to go ahead, insert image, search the web. I'm going to find a random picture about the Industrial Revolution. Oh, look at this here. I'm going to get this one. Oh, look at this, some inventions. Let me put these inventions in there. You don't have to use my pictures. You could use whatever you want as long as it's related to your topic, okay? And then that's it. So I copied and pasted for the beginning, and then I'm going to go ahead and then put my analysis in my own words. So the first slide, you could copy this. It's just general information. The factory system slide is when you start. I took this from a do now we did before. So you could pause this and copy that too. But the Industrial Revolution is broad, and then you're going to start talking about your specific topic. So here, the factory system is a method of manufacturing, meaning changing raw materials like cotton or wool into finished goods like fabric, using machines, division of labor, assembly lines, things like that. So how does the factory system lead to your specific topic? So the factory system is related to all the topics that you have to choose between. So for example, the factory system made it easier for us to get things, but it caused things like pollution. So if you're picking pollution and contaminated water, sanitation, you would pick that as your topic. If you were picking something like child labor or like exploitation of labor as your topic, you would say something like the factory system during the Industrial Revolution led to exploitation of labor and child labor, because those were the people working in the factories. You could say something like, it led to issues with consumerism, materialism. It led to class division because bosses were getting really rich and then everybody else was getting really, really poor. So that was my starter sentence for here. So during the Industrial Revolution, the factory system had an impact on, and then you put your topic. And then you need positive things from the Industrial Revolution related to your topic. So you're using study.com to find stuff. So look at, they have stuff on child labor during the Industrial Revolution. They have stuff on climate change, pollution. If you're doing water, that's like the homework that we did on Friday. But I'll help you. You just have to comment what you want, and I'll send you some resources. 1 to 2 pictures. This could be copied and pasted. The positives could be copied and pasted. And then the analysis is your own words. Same thing. Negative things from the time period. So you're using Google Classroom, you're using Do Now as we did, you're Googling stuff, you're using study.com with my login. So look at child labor. Boom, you could find negative stuff, positive things here, because there was changes that happened. So positive things, negative things from the Industrial Revolution. Then you need some positive things from the world today, negative things from the world today. That's it. Pretty straightforward. So let me know if you need help. And this is due Friday. I need it by like 1 p.m. because I have to submit my grades on Friday. And it works out because after like today, Mr. Zwettler's not going to accept any late work. So you could just focus on this. All right.